Hello YouTube, this is my 28th video blog. I figured I'd talk about one thing, and that one thing this time is gay marriage, and my opinion on it. So without further ado, I guess I'll start. The arguments against gay marriage have never failed to confuse me. Why are we forbidding our fellow human beings from doing something that barely has any effect on our own lives? These people want to get married because they love each other. Who is anyone else to tell them that they shouldn't be able to marry just because they're of the same sex? Love is a feeling that has no gender preference. To restrict same-sex couples from marrying is just cruel because they have love for each other just like straight people do. What if you were forbidden to do something that everyone else could do just because of the way you feel? Wouldn't you be mad? Wouldn't you think that was unfair? You'd probably question why they were doing it. It would appear that they would not want you to have that feeling, because if you didn't have that feeling, then you wouldn't be in that situation, and there'd be no problem. This is why same-sex couples feel, this is what same-sex couples feel when they want to marry, but they can't. That feeling that prevents them from getting married is the feeling of love for someone that is of the same sex. By restricting same-sex marriage, society is therefore sending out a message saying that being gay is wrong. Is that really the message that we want to send out? By forbidding gays to marry, we're taking their rights away from them. We're putting out the message that you have the right to wed, but only if you are interested in the opposite sex. In other words, we are taking two different groups of people and telling one of the groups that they do not have the same amount of rights as the others. In my opinion, there's no legitimate reason why one group should have more rights than the other. Loving is not a crime, and they are certainly not hurting anyone by getting married. If anything, they're bringing more people together to celebrate this advancement in their relationship. It's simply ridiculous that gays are not allowed to have the same amount of rights as straight people. Who you love or are attracted to should have no merit on the amount of rights you are given, which includes the right to marry. Tradition Tradition is a topic that gets brought up often as an argument against gay marriage. That traditionally, marriage has been between a man and a woman. Yeah? So, just because it's a tradition doesn't mean it needs to keep going, or it is right. If this country never changed something because that's the way it has been for a very long time, then many more people would be oppressed. The civil rights movement comes to mind, as well as women not being able to vote. Those people were traditionally oppressed. Do we really need to remain oppressive rather than progressive? If gays are allowed to marry, it would be progressive because there would be people who would finally have the right to marry just like straight people do. In my opinion, that is a huge step in the right direction because obviously there would be less oppression. The religious arguments are always pretty much invalid. At least they are in court. The separation between church and state makes it so these arguments have no merit. This is a good thing. Not everyone in the nation subscribes to the same religious beliefs, so to try and force them to subscribe to one of them just because someone of that faith thinks it's correct is just not going to work. Also, these anti-gay beliefs come from texts that are over thousands of years old. These texts oppress more than they progress anything. And if they were enforced, then it would slow the advancement of our nation. Most of the time, love is the main reason why people get married. They want to advance their relationship to the highest level. However, there are other reasons to get married. One of these reasons is for legal and economic benefits that married couples get to enjoy. Joint responsibility in taxes, debt, and even child support. Also joint insurance policies for home, auto, and health, as well as not being able to get inheritance automatically in absence of will. They wouldn't have, well, as well as to get inheritance automatically in absence of will. If so far they don't have the next of kin status for hospital visits or to make medical decisions for their partner if he or she is too ill to be competent. Another benefit is immigration and residency for partners who are from other countries. The list of benefits goes on, and it's unfortunate that Gays can't experience all of these benefits. However, the amount of benefits that same-sex couples can receive, even when married in a state that allows same-sex marriage, is still extremely limited due to the Defense of Marriage Act. The Defense of Marriage Act defines marriage as something that is between one man and a woman. So, in other words, the federal government does not recognize same-sex marriages, making it impossible for same-sex married couples to receive the same federal benefits that heterosexual married couples get. They can still receive state benefits, but that is small in comparison to the amount you can get if recognized at a federal level. Sorry, my mouth is dry. In my opinion, the Defense of Marriage Act needs to be repealed. Same-sex marriage should be recognized on a federal level, so same-sex married couples can enjoy all the benefits of being married, not just some. There's no reason for a law like this to exist because it only prevents gay people from benefits that they rightfully deserve when they are married. It's just a barrier that only gives slight satisfaction to people that oppose same-sex marriage. And in my opinion, it's cruel to withhold these benefits and only give them to heterosexual couples. It's just another pointless oppression that needs to stop. All in all, I think people need to remember that gays are human too. They should not be treated like second-class citizens just because they feel love for someone of the same sex. I also feel like this is holding us back as a country. Preventing gays from marrying is nothing but an oppressive act that has no good justification. This country needs to move forward. Same-sex couples' rights should simply be given to them so they can be happy and we can worry about other important issues. Their marriage shouldn't be questionable. It should just be a given. And that's what I have to say on that. I hope you took the time to listen. Sorry for making a few mistakes here and there. My mouth is a little dry, so sometimes pronouncing certain things, but whatever. Until next time, YouTube, take it easy.